Hello and welcome to the Travel Troll. Today, where are we?
Burgh Castle.
Burgh Castle. Do you know anything about Burgh Castle?
No.
No. Don't worry, you're with the Travel Troll. I know all about it. Come with me and I'll explain everything. We've got ghosts, we've got Romans, we've got a battle. So it was built in the 3rd century, between the year 260 and 280 AD, and it says it is one of, if not the, best preserved Roman monuments in the United Kingdom. It should also say it's one of the most boring Roman monuments in Britain. They know very, very little about this place, but they do know that the Roman cavalry stayed here. They owned it, they looked after it at one point, and in the 4th century it will have been very heavily defended against all the European continent because they'll have been coming here trying to take it. But they wouldn't have got through these, honestly. They're too tall and thick, and if you had Romans on top they'd just shout, "We on them," throw stones, whatever. There's no way they could attack this. So the fort is about 205 metres, well it is 205 metres long by, 100 metres wide. And how many people do you think could have stayed here, Maz? How many people do you think it would have held?
1,000.
1,000?
Yeah.
1,000 people it would hold, or if it was the cavalry, 500. How did you know that?
I'm clever.
You're not clever.
I am.
So we've been inside there and there's nothing at all, but there used to be, there used to be something in
Oh,
there.
really? What was that?
Built in about the year 630, there used to be a monastery.
Right.
There was a monastery in there, but that disappeared in the 9th century. There's nothing there now. The place has never been excavated, so probably never been metal detected either. Probably never will be, legally.
We'll come back later.
We'll come back later, yeah. So it's never been excavated, but then I read in the next sentence it's been excavated and they found something like 130 Saxon graves. I've got a picture of that because it was on one of the boards as we came round, so you can see the graves of the people who were buried laid to rest forever. You can see the skeletons. There's no flesh on them unfortunately, but you can see the bones, the ribs, all the detail of the person who just wanted leaving alone underground. But you can see them really well because the archaeologists have come along and dug them all out and ripped them out of their coffins and just raped them basically. So there's a bit of fallen wall here. Now unfortunately that was caused by vandals. In April 2011 vandals came over and toppled some of the wall over, which disgusts me really. And you've got a part of the wall here which is leaning right over, and Mazzy's just asked me why. Let me tell you. So yeah, let me just tell you why this wall is almost falling over, Mazzy. It does look like it's falling over, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's been like that for a long time. It's been like that almost 1,000 years actually.
Wow.
Because not only has there been a monastery inside the walls of the fort, there was a castle as well. The Normans built a Mottle and Bailey castle inside the walls, which made the Roman fort wall come right out. Look at this. It does look like it's going to fall down. But yeah, that's because of the Normans building a castle in there. So now you know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you have any more questions, don't be afraid to ask. I know you don't know much, and I know a lot. So there has been a battle here. We do love to read about battles. Quite a big battle. Now I think it was the year. It was the year 418. There was a Saxon king who came here with a band of Saxons, and what they wanted to do is colonise all the east coast around this area. And they came here. They thought they'll have this as well, but they turned up. The Romans had already left, you see. But they turned up, but the Danish people had come over, like the early Vikings. Well, pre-Vikings really, but the Danes had come and they'd took over it. Now, the Saxons had come along to colonise. They didn't have any weapons. They didn't expect to have any battles or anything. So this Saxon king got in touch. I think he gave his what, an email, text, whatever it was, to his brother. And he says to his brother, hey, we've seen this lovely castle, but there's a few Danish people in it. Can you come along, bring a few weapons, and we'll knock them out of there. So the Danish guy in here, like the king of the Danish people, he saw these people not far away, these Saxons. So he sent a messenger over. He says, get your king to come over here, I want a word with him. So the king of the Saxons came over thinking, well, I'm defenceless, you know, I'm not carrying any weapons, so they're going to treat me right, there ain't going to be a problem. So he came on his own, and he left a message with his friends. He says, if I'm not back in 3 days, come back, come looking for me, yeah? It's getting very windy now and it started raining and we're not prepared for this, so I'm going to try and speed it up. So the Saxon king came up here on his own thinking he'd be looked after. You know, they'd have a chat and then the Danes would just leave and let him take over, him and his Saxon friends. That didn't happen. The Danish king got the Saxon king and threw him in the dungeon, put him in shackles, threw him in the dungeon. So 4 days later, all the Saxons came looking for their king. They were ready for him. Well, the Danes slaughtered them all. 4,000 Saxons were slaughtered here. And what they did is they cut all their heads off and stuck them on posts all the way around on top of the walls of the fort. So, literally 10 foot away from where I'm standing, there will have been the head of a slaughtered Saxon.
Interesting.
Very
That's sick,
interesting. It is a bit sick. It is a bit sick, but it happened. That's history. And then the story just gets a bit freaky, to be honest with you. There's the Danish king. 2 days after the massacre, he sees some angels. There were a black angel and a white angel. Now, I'm not trying to be racist, it's just what it says in my notes. A black angel and a white angel come out of the sea, which is just over there, and they start wrestling in the air. It's a true story, this. Start wrestling in the air. The white angel beats the black angel up and then goes back into the sea. That's a true story, is that? That's in the record books. Honestly, history. What a load of rubbish. But that's not the end of the story. I've told you about the Saxon king. He's still in the dungeon. He's still in the dungeon. So the Danish king, he thinks, what were them angels, them black and white angels wrestling in the sky? I'll go see if he knows anything about it. So he goes down to the Saxon king in dungeon, who's a bit weak, to be honest with you. So he gives him some wine to try and give him a bit of energy so he could talk. He gives him too much energy. So now he had too much energy, so he thinks, right, I'm going to get revenge now, because you've just killed all my Saxon men, 4,000 of them, put their heads on top at posts. I can't see that because I'm still down in dungeon. I just heard it, and I'm guessing there were 4,000. Anyway, so he starts attacking the Norman king, trying to strangle him and that. And just at that moment, remember he sent for his brother, did the Saxon guy. His brother had just turned up, and with his army, and they just started sending messages over here saying, right, surrender or we're going to kill you all. So the Saxon king's brother turned up just in time, because he was ready to fight again, was the Saxon king. But he didn't get enough energy. They sent a message on, you know, like a white banner, a little flag. A white flag, sent it over with a message saying, look, surrender your fortress now or we're going to kill you all. The white message came back on the flag. They threw it over the wall and it was wrapped around the neck of the Saxon king that killed him. So he was laying, they all saw this, they saw the head, they thought, right, he's killed my brother, not having this, so they just went in there and killed every single Danish person. They didn't leave one person alive. That's a fact.
Ooh, that's really interesting.
What did I say?
I don't know.
No, you weren't listening. She wasn't listening. She's just holding.
I was thinking of
She's holding me notes. She doesn't listen.
I do.
And everything I've just told you, I got wrong. I'm sorry. Right, they sent a white flag with a messenger. A person, a messenger, yeah? The messenger came in with the white flag. They killed the messenger and tied the message around the messenger's neck and then threw that over the wall. So then the Saxons came, invaded, killed everybody. the brother found his Saxon king brother hiding behind a rock who was still alive, but he died in his arms. That's the truth. I'm sorry, I got it slightly wrong, but I got there in the end. Now we've got some ghosts. So on the anniversary of the slaughter of these, I think it was April the 27th, every year, apparently you can hear screams all around here from all the Saxon people who were dying. And in 1940, there was a priest, I believe, or a vicar, who came here and he could see the angels, the black and white angels, fighting in the sky. And someone from Westminster Abbey recently has seen it as well. So there are angels fighting in the sky. Now, I've just seen like a big black crow go past. If there was a black crow and a white pigeon fighting, it could have been a seagull and a black crow, because that would look like two angels, wouldn't it, from a distance? I think that's what it was. So that's the end. That's Burgh Castle. Honestly, there's nothing to see. There's no pictures for me to show you. Nothing. It's just walls. But quite an interesting place. I don't know. I'll give the place 5 out of 10 simply for the stories. It had some interesting stories, but for the sight to see, it wasn't very good. If it was just the wall, I'd give it a 2, but there's more to it. How many out of 10 are you giving that, Mazzy?
I was going to say 3.
3?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I'm the professional. You're just a guest and you're amateur, so you don't really know what to mark it. I do. Listen to me, it's a 5. Get yourself here if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Right, let's get back to the car. It's raining and it's cold, it's rubbish. Thanks for joining, guys, on the Travel Troll. Say goodbye.
Bye!
Many thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to click like, subscribe, leave a comment and share the video. And be sure to check out my other channel, Deep Digger Dan, and my website, thetraveltroll.uk. You can also follow me on Facebook, on Twitter and on Instagram. But most importantly, please do donate to the charity which we're supporting in this county. All links to everything I've just mentioned are all in the description below. Please come back tomorrow as we continue our adventure to try and make the biggest video library of the sites of the UK. Goodbye!